Welcome back to the Deep Dive, everyone. Your shortcut to, well, really knowing your stuff. Today, we are definitely buckling up. We're diving into the 2025 Ford Ranger Raptor. So if you're someone who, dreams about conquering really tough terrain, or maybe you're just curious about what happens when a pickup truck gets pushed to its absolute limit, well, you're in the right place. We've dug deep into an article from Cars Press to pull out all the key insights, the tech specs, the really important stuff, and what it all means in the real world for this pretty remarkable machine. Our mission, basically, give you the inside track on its capabilities and maybe some surprising practicalities, too.
Yeah, and this really isn't just, another truck. It's kind of fascinating how Ford's put together a vehicle that's maybe less about just hauling stuff and more about making a real statement. It's this blend of, raw power, pretty sophisticated tech, and a look that just screams, let's go find some adventure.
Okay, so let's really unpack this. What makes the 2025 Ranger Raptor?
Well,
How does
Raptor.
that soar?
At its core, yeah, it's the midsize Ranger truck, but like you said, dialed way up. This isn't just a tough-looking truck. It's genuinely built, from the ground up, for serious off-roading. You probably won't see many of these just hauling lumber day to day.
Exactly. Unless that lumber's for a cabin you're reaching by driving over a mountain range, maybe. Its whole DNA, it's engineered for the off-road enthusiast. And the first thing that signals that extreme capability, it's the engine. A 3.0-liter V6 EcoBoost twin-turbo.
Ah, the EcoBoost.
Yeah, and it's not just a big engine shoved in there. It's a high-performance unit designed for quick response, sustained power when things get tough.
And the numbers really back that up, don't they? We're talking 405 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque. That's a serious amount of grunt for a midsize truck.
Huge numbers. And
Wow.
all that power goes through a pretty smooth 10-speed automatic transmission.
10 speeds. Okay. And then it connects to a permanent four-wheel drive system.
Oh.
So no matter the terrain, you've basically got constant stability and traction.
Right.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting, especially if you love getting off the pavement. The off-road stuff. It's central to this truck. Start with ground clearance. A pretty substantial 10.7 inches.
Okay, that's quite high. Good for clearing rocks and stuff.
Definitely. But the real star, arguably, is the suspension. It's got these FOX live valve dampers, 2.5 inch.
FOX shocks, yeah, those are legendary.
They are. And these aren't just beefy shocks, they're smart.
Yeah.
They actually adjust their stiffness dynamically. We're talking milliseconds. Imagine them kind of reading the terrain and instantly adapting. So you get a smoother ride on the road, but firm control when you're off-road.
Wow.
And you get really impressive suspension travel, too. 11.4 inches up front, 9.8 in the rear. Plus, it has an independent front suspension and this long-travel Watts-Link rear setup.
Watts-Link. That helps keep the axle centered, right? Especially over rough ground at speed.
Exactly. It's a more sophisticated setup for stability when things get bumpy and fast. It sounds like it's designed not just to soak up bumps, but almost glide over them.
Keep the tires planted. Maximum control.
Absolutely. And you can see the ruggedness on the outside, too. It's unmistakable. You notice the wide tracks first gives it a broader, more stable stance. Then there's the robust metal front bumper.
Proper metal, not just plastic cladding.
Right. And hard underbody protection plates, got to shield the important bits underneath. It rides on 17-inch wheels, wrapped in these massive 33-inch tires.
33s, okay.
And they even have bead lock capability.
Bead locks. Now, that's a serious detail for real off-roaders. Explain that quickly.
Sure. So bead lock wheels, they literally clamp the edge of the tire, the bead to the rim. It stops the tire spinning on the wheel or even coming off completely when you air down to super low pressures.
Right, for maximum grip when you're crawling over rocks.
Precisely. That detail really sets it apart.
And then you mentioned drivetrain enhancements.
Yeah, so that permanent 4WD system comes with locking differentials front and rear.
Lockers. Okay, that's huge for traction. Sends power equally to all wheels on an axle.
Exactly. Ultimate traction control. Plus, it has specific off-road drive modes, things like rock crawl and Baja mode.
Baja mode. That sounds fun. Does it actually change much?
Oh, yeah. It's not just a name. It automatically tunes the engine, the transmission, steering, suspension, everything, really, for high-speed desert running.
Yeah.
Turns the truck into like a mini trophy truck with the flick of a switch.
That's pretty cool.
It really is. And it's impressive how it combines that extreme capability with, well, surprising speed on the road. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. About 5.3 seconds.
Wow, 5.3 for a pickup. That's quick.
Right. Sports car territory almost.
Yeah.
Top speed is electronically limited to 180 kilometers.
Okay, so plenty fast enough. But all that power, it's got to have a downside at the fuel pump, right?
Yeah, that's the trade-off. The article mentions fuel consumption around 11.7 liters per 100 kilometers.
Not exactly frugal.
No. But to help you keep going on those adventures, it does have a pretty generous 80-liter fuel tank, so decent range at least.
Right, okay. Now, let's step inside this beast. You might expect something really basic and utilitarian, given how rugged it is outside.
You might, but it's kind of the opposite.
Yeah, the article describes it as driver-focused, lots of high-quality soft-touch materials, leather-padded dash with red stitching.
Those hexagonal vents, aluminum accents. It feels sporty, but also surprisingly premium.
And the seats.
They're a real highlight. Comfortable for 5 people. The front ones are sport buckets leather, yeah, but with suede inserts.
Suede for grip when you're bouncing around off-road.
Exactly. Hold you in better. Plus, they're heated and ventilated.
Nice.
And the driver gets power adjustments with memory. Even the back seats are pretty well thought out. They fold flat, there's a center armrest, and even some clever storage under the seats.
Maximizing space. Good. And tech. Ford usually goes big on tech these days.
They definitely did here. The main hub is this big, vertical 12-inch touchscreen. SYNC 4A system.
Portrait orientation, like a big tablet.
Yeah. And it's got wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is great. No cables needed.
Very convenient. What about sound?
For audio fans, there's a premium Bang & Olufsen system, 10 speakers, plus a subwoofer. Should sound pretty good.
B&O. Nice. And connectivity.
Yep. 4G LTE Wi-Fi hotspot built in, and wireless phone charging too.
Okay, so fully connected, and the driver gets a screen too.
Yeah, a nice big 12-inch digital instrument cluster. Puts all the important driving info right there. Very configurable.
Sounds like a pretty comprehensive setup inside. But what about the truck bed, the practical side?
Right, cargo. The bed's actually quite practical. It's just under 60 inches long at the floor. Max width is over 62 inches. And importantly, it's about 48.2 inches between the wheel wells.
Ah, the magic number. So wide enough for a standard 4x8 sheet of plywood or drywall to lie flat.
Exactly. That's a big deal for a lot of truck owners. The bed height is about 20.8 inches, giving you roughly 43.5 cubic feet of volume. So plenty of space for camping gear, tools, whatever you need for an adventure.
Okay, good. But for all its off-road focus, it still needs to function as a truck sometimes. Towing.
Yeah, how practical is it day to day? The towing capacity is rated up to 5,510 pounds.
5,510 pounds. Okay.
And the tongue weight capacity is 550 pounds. It's decent, but like we might touch on later, some rivals do offer more towing capability.
Right, something to keep in mind. Let's talk safety. A high-performance truck needs good safety features.
Absolutely. And Ford's included their Copilot 360 suite. It's pretty comprehensive. You get pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking, helps avoid or lessen front impacts.
Standard stuff now, but essential.
Yep. Then there's BLIS, the blind spot information system with cross-traffic alert. And cleverly, it includes trailer coverage.
Trailer coverage? How does that work?
It extends the blind spot monitoring further back when you're towing, making lane changes much safer. Really useful feature.
That is clever. What else?
Lane keeping system helps you stay in your lane, and auto high beam headlights takes care of dipping the beams for you.
And for maneuvering this fairly wide truck, especially off-road or in tight spots.
Good point. It has 360-degree cameras. Gives you that bird's eye view all around the truck. Invaluable for parking or navigating tricky obstacles.
Yeah, those are great.
Plus, there's post-collision braking.
Post-collision braking? What's that?
It's smart. After an initial crash, if the airbags deploy or sensors detect a significant impact, the truck automatically applies the brakes. Helps reduce the chance of secondary collisions, which can often be worse.
Ah, interesting. Didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's a good feature. Then you've got the usuals. Advanced traps with roll stability control helps prevent rollovers. Tire pressure monitoring, perimeter alarm, secure lock and key system for security, and 4 airbags are standard.
Okay. And crash test ratings?
The NHTSA in the U.S. gave it 4 out of 5 stars overall, which is pretty good. The IIHS results for the 2025 model weren't out yet, according to the article.
Right. So, zooming out a bit, where does this Ranger Raptor fit in the grand scheme of things? Who's it competing against?
It's jumping into a pretty fierce arena, actually. Some very capable rivals out there.
Like who?
Well, you've got the Toyota Hilux GR Sport, known for just being incredibly tough, right? Bulletproof reputation.
Legendarily tough, yeah.
Then there's the Jeep Gladiator. either the Rubicon or Mojave.
Yeah.
They offer that unique open-air Jeep thing, plus serious rock-crawling ability from the Wrangler platform.
Very different vibe, the Jeep.
Totally. You also have the Chevy Colorado ZR2, which is famous for its sophisticated multi-matic spool valve dampers. Very good off-road suspension.
Right, the ZR2 is a strong competitor.
Definitely. And the Nissan Navara Pro 4X, which offers a solid off-road package too. And the Mitsubishi L200 Triton Athlete may be more style-focused but still capable. The Raptor kind of carves its own space by really emphasizing that high-speed desert running, the Baja mode stuff, alongside the rock crawling.
Makes sense. And where's it actually built?
This version, for many markets, including the ones mentioned in the pricing, comes from Ford's Thailand manufacturing plant FTM in Rayong, Thailand.
Okay, Thailand? Interesting. All right, let's get down to the brass tacks, the good, the bad, the Raptor, strengths and weaknesses.
Okay, strengths first. That V6 EcoBoost engine is just exceptional. Seriously powerful, really quick throttle response. Makes it thrilling to drive, on or off the road.
The power is a definite plus.
Huge plus. The 4WD system too, the locking diffs, the special modes that gives you incredible traction, total confidence off-road, and that FOX live valve suspension, it really is a game changer. It manages to be comfortable enough on the road, but then absolutely eats up bumps and washboards off-road at speed.
Best of both worlds, almost.
Pretty close, yeah. The aggressive look, obviously the metal bumper, the wide stance, the big Raptor lettering, it looks the part and gets noticed.
Can't miss it.
Inside, for a truck, it's surprisingly luxurious and sporty. Premium materials, comfy seats, lots of good tech. Plus, the safety features are comprehensive with Copilot 360, and the warranty's solid too. 3 years, 36K miles basic, 5-year, 60K powertrain, and roadside.
Okay, sounds like a lot of positives. But every vehicle has trade-offs. What are the potential drawbacks? The things that might make someone pause?
Right, the flip side. Well, fuel consumption. That 11.7 L100 kilometers is pretty thirsty. That's going to add up if you're daily driving it.
Yeah, that's significant.
And the price tag. It's considerably more expensive than a standard Ranger. You're paying a premium for that performance.
It's a specialty vehicle, costs more. Makes sense.
Then there's towing, that 5,510-pound capacity. It's okay, but some key competitors, like maybe a non-Raptor Ranger or other midsize trucks, can tow over 7,000 pounds. So if towing heavy loads is your main thing, this might not be the best choice.
Good point. What about the ride quality? You said the suspension is good, but...
But because it's tuned for high-speed off-road control, it can feel a bit stiff or harsh on paved roads, especially at lower speeds, like around town. It's not uncomfortable, but you definitely feel the bumps more than in a standard truck.
Okay. A bit jiggly, maybe?
Could be, yeah. And it's wide, about 220 centimeters or 86 inches with the mirrors. Navigating tight city streets or parking garages can be challenging.
Need a big parking spot.
You do. Also, some reviewers mentioned the interior storage compartments felt a bit limited compared to rivals, little cubbies and stuff.
Nice.
And finally, rear visibility isn't the best, apparently, though the 360-degree camera definitely helps mitigate that.
Right.
So these trade-offs, they really highlight something important for you, the listener. This truck, the Ranger Raptor, it's a specialized tool. It's built for extreme off-roading high performance and absolutely nails that. But it does make compromises for everyday mundane use. It's not trying to be the perfect truck for everyone.
That's a great way to put it, specialized tool. So what are the experts, the big auto publications, saying about it?
Well, the reception seems really positive overall. Edmunds gave it an 8.2 out of 10. They praised the power, the off-road chops, and that high-quality interior.
8.2 is solid.
Yeah. Motor Trend went even higher, 8.5 out of 10. Called it a great daily truck. Interesting counterpoint to the stiffness comment, but said it definitely lives up to the off-road hype.
Okay, high praise.
And Car and Driver included it in their 10 best trucks list for 2025. They highlighted its versatility, despite the focus, and its sheer off-road power. So yeah, critically, it seems to be hitting the mark.
Wow, 10 best trucks. That's serious recognition. What about pricing? Where does this premium performance truck land?
Okay, so the article gave pricing for the 3.0T double cab 4X4 in a few specific regions, mostly in the Gulf. In the UAE, it starts around 267,645 AED.
Okay.
Qatar, it's about 259,000 QAR. Oman, roughly 27,000 OMR. Kuwait, 20,500 kWd, and Bahrain, 25,250 bhd.
So definitely premium pricing for a mid-sized truck in those markets.
Yeah, it positions itself clearly at the top end, but for buyers prioritizing that extreme capability and maybe the Raptor image, it could seem worth it compared to, say, more traditional luxury SUVs that can't touch it off-road.
And it's worth pointing out, the article notes it's not currently sold in Saudi Arabia, Jordan, or Egypt.
Right, availability is specific to certain regions, and if you are buying one, you've got a good range of colors. Magnetic gray, desert sand, metallic red, shelter green, Oxford white, velocity blue, shadow black, and carbonized gray. Quite a palette.
Plenty of choice there. Okay, so if we wrap this all up, the essence of the 2025 Ford Ranger Raptor seems to be, well, a truck that knows exactly what it is. It's this masterful blend of raw, almost untamed, adventure-ready power. But then you get inside and there's surprising luxury and really advanced tech.
Yeah, and understanding those strengths, but also the trade-offs we talked about, the fuel use, the price, the slightly stiffer ride, the towing limit, that's really key to appreciating what this truck offers.
Yeah.
And connecting it to the bigger picture, it's just fascinating how Ford keeps pushing the boundaries of what a midsize pickup can even be. They've really carved out this distinct niche for people who want genuine high-performance off-roading, but in a package that, can still handle the school run, albeit maybe a bit awkwardly in the parking lot.
So what does this mean for you listening? Well, you really have to consider if that thrill, that undeniable capability for extreme off-roading, if that outweighs the compromises for daily city driving or that higher price point. It's definitely a lifestyle choice, this truck.
It really is. And it brings up a bigger question for anyone buying a vehicle, doesn't it? How do you personally weigh that specialized peak performance capability against the more general demands of just everyday life and versatility? It's a tough balance sometimes.
It really is. And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Does the very existence of trucks like the Ranger Raptor actually push the whole truck segment forward, even for people who never take their trucks off-road? By showcasing these advanced technologies, the suspension, the engine tech, the design innovations, does that eventually trickle down and benefit everyone? What really stands out to you from our deep dive today? Thanks for joining us for this exploration of the 2025 Ford Ranger Raptor. As always, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and stay well informed.